the Tsukikari Anime Podcast, where we look at anime with fresh new eyes and give you our input. My name is EliseAyumu.
And I'm Lucian Shoten, so what anime do you have for us today?
So the anime that we're going to be watching today is an oldie. It's called Angelic Layer. Some people might know it as Battle Doll Angelic Layer. The synopsis from my anime list is a 12-year-old girl named Misaki just gotten involved in Angelic Layer, which is a battling game using electronic dolls called angels. Even as a newbie, Misaki shows advanced skills as she meets new friends and enters Angelic Layer tournaments to fight for the greatest Angelic Layer champions of the nation.
Okay, I'm expecting this to be very Metabots-ish. For all those who don't know what Metabots is, go watch it. One greatest anime of all time.
See, the only memory I have of Metabots is French.
Yes, there was a couple French VHSs that we did buy repeatedly because we didn't listen to Einstein and the fact that we were just insane. But hey, it was a good anime when we got the English versions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it sounds like it's going to be a classic battle type card type deal, you know, like Duel Masters, Metabots, beat 'em on type deal.
Yeah, I would say Battle Shonen, but it looks like the cover I'm looking at has girls and girl robots, so Battle Shoujo.
I guess maybe they were going for the at the time niche female audience, which makes me question if it's going to have good shonen battle scenes, or if they're going to focus more on story and plot outside of battles, and the battles will be like a quick 5-minute type deal.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to focus more on story, and this is just from reading the synopsis, because in the synopsis, it says that, like, she's a newbie and she shows advanced skills. I think it's going to be something like her mother or her father that she no longer is with, because they died in an unfortunate accident or something, were, like, champions of Angelic Layer, and that or her robot has, like, the memory of one of her dead parents or something like that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That feels more 2005, 2006 anime-ish.
Well, this is 2001 anime, so...
But, yeah, no, definitely a possibility. I'm picturing it being more of a Cardfight Vanguard situation where the person's a complete newbie and is a complete newbie for the next, like, 4 battles, and then all of a sudden is the greatest player of all time. No, they lose their first few, but very closely. And then just, oh my god, they're amazing. You just can't beat them.
Yeah, so stupid.
Roll battle.
Alright, well, should we jump into it?
Yeah, sure. Sure, let's do that.
Alright, so we're going to be back, and we'll tell you what we thought of it afterwards.
We are back from watching 3 episodes of Angelic Layer. So, what did you think about this?
Overall,
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, same. I, definitely was pretty much exactly what I was expecting from it. Gave me the, Gundam Build Fighters vibe.
Never watched.
I've watched the first, 8 episodes. Solid. I dropped it.
It gave me Cardcaptor vibes. And then it didn't.
Another one that kind of gave me vibes of was Phantasma Doll. Don't know if you've seen that, but very much, very girly toy battle type anime.
Yeah, no, Cardcaptors, because the very opening scene of the first episode was talking about the egg. And it had, like, a feather droplet in the water and just a disembodied male voice speaking softly, and I'm just like, fucking Cardcaptors. Like when she has her dreams about the fights, about the Judgment Day.
Yes. Judgment Day. The greatest pay-per-view of all time.
And then I'm like, okay, so it has Cardcaptor's vibes there. And then I'm watching the theme song, and it's like, Clamp. And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. Clamp makes some really good anime. This one definitely had that Clamp feel to it.
Yeah, it definitely did.
So let's get on with how did you like the opening? You know, you mentioned it.
Yeah, the opening was pretty good. I mean, it was really good because it didn't like tell you too much of the story and give you too many spoilers on what was going to happen with the pictures. And the music itself was all upbeat and getting you into the jam of the show, and you saw some cute girls here and there.
Yeah, for me anyways, it just felt like a generic early 2000s opening. The song itself was pretty good. Just a tip above average. But, like, watching it felt like I was watching, like, Nadia Secret of the Blue Water, or insert random shoujo anime here.
Yeah, it's true, especially since it had the, oh, this is one character, now this is another character, now this is another character, and this is another character, and you get to see them all, and then you get to see them all as a group, and the birds.
Yes, the running with birds, classic.
It makes me think of that YouTube video where it's like, every anime opening ever, and it's like, this is always in it, and that is always in it, and that is always in it. And it's true, it was like, exactly like that.
Yeah, definitely, and like, the ending as well, though. Like, the ending was also very, very basic. It actually kind of reminded me of the Hikaru no Go ending.
Really?
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but yeah. Very much reminded me of that.
It kind of reminded me of Sailor Moon ending. Just because it was a lot of, this is a picture of her doing this, this is a picture of her doing that, this is a picture of her doing this. Yeah. And there's a Sailor Moon ending. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's a lot of just, this is her doing that, this is her doing that. Otome no Policy, this is her running down in a straight line past various sceneries.
Well, that's just classic female.
I mean, well, that's what I'm.
Character shoujo any anime.
That's what I'm saying. The ending, like the visuals for the ending and openings were very basic.
Yeah.
But the ending theme song was also very hype. Like I thought it was going to be a really slow anime theme song, like most ending theme songs are. But it was kind of one of the more upbeat ones.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely more upbeat. And I kind of pictured that would be upbeat, judging on the anime's atmosphere. Very much an upbeat, positive type feel to the anime.
Oh, you didn't get dark doom and despair that I did?
I did not get that. I feel like they tried to at certain points add it, but it didn't work.
My mama went away from me, but she's not dead, so we're all happy.
Exactly. She's just in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Okay, so we got... What did you think about the rest of the music in the anime, though?
Very basic, hardly noticeable.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't add anything for me.
Okay, so for me, the music in the anime, I got, it was very upbeat for the most part, and it really puts you in the mood during the fights. Like, it makes you... Oh, look at that fight! You have to look right now because this is the upsting of the music, so you know something interesting is going to happen.
I'll be honest, sitting here talking about it, I totally forgot that there was even music during the fight. That's how unnoticeable it was.
Huh?
Really didn't add anything for me.
For me, it was actually quite noticeable.
I mean, some animes have killer soundtracks. This one was, generic, but doesn't necessarily mean bad, because if it was bad, then I would have noticed it and been pissed off.
Totally.
This was just, alright, yeah, I expect that, alright, cool.
Okay.
So, like, what about the artwork of the anime? Like, to me, I'm actually kind of surprised that this was a 2001 anime.
Yeah, it seems...
Because it looks a lot better.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seemed 2004 to 2006 style.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it was a lot more crisp and fresh than you expect to see from a 2001.
Most definitely. I will say, however, that dog looked sickly.
That dog! This guy either hates dogs or just loves cats so much more. Because the cats were perfect. The dog
looked like it was on cancer level 4.
Yeah, it looked like something was wrong with it, and it didn't even know what it was.
Now, I don't know if that counts towards animation or art, but either which one.
I think it counts towards needing to send it to the hospital.
Exactly.
Otherwise, the character designs of it was actually really well done. The dolls all have unique looks to them, which is nice and refreshing.
Yeah, so you wouldn't think they'd have unique looks to them, considering they're all based off the exact same doll.
Yeah, definitely. I like the fact that in the kit that you get the doll in, you can modify it however you want. It starts off with a basic length of hair, and then you cut it, and you can just do whatever you want to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is definitely nice. Unfortunately, if you suck at art like me, then you're going to come in with Sloth from the Goonies.
What?
Yes, that is what you're coming in with. Have you ever watched the Goonies?
No.
Alright, folks. You're going to have to fill in for some time. I'm looking up a picture for you.
I have to see the... Why don't I just put a picture up on the screen right now?
Because it's easier to do it this way.
Okay, fine. There's still going to be a picture on the screen right now for the audience to see while I'm sitting here like, what the fuck are you talking about? All I know is the Goonies has that fat kid in it. That goes like jello stomach or something like that. I don't.
Sloth from the Goonies.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's basically what my doll would end up looking like, and I'm not even sure if you're allowed to alter in the face. But yeah, so and then the main character, she's cute, designed to be cute, definitely. The side characters all actually look pretty good too. A lot of animes like phoning it in with the side characters.
Yeah.
But I thought they all looked solid. Any other thoughts on the characters? No?
Oh yeah, I have lots of thoughts on the characters.
Okay. Let's hear these thoughts.
Okay, so Ichan is a creep.
He is a man of culture.
He's a creep. But
in fact, he is a true man of culture.
But this is something my little comrade did not pick up on. His last name, right? Mihara.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm bad at remembering names.
Because he showed up when they were like, where's the chief? Where's the chief? And I'm like, Chief Mihara? Yeah, Chief Mihara. And then he showed up and he's like, yes, I'm here. Oh, Chief, you're so great. So his last name is Mihara.
Right.
Guess who else's name is Mihara?
Let me guess. The dog.
No. And the last name Mihara is also Ojiro, who you meet in the 3rd episode, who is like the one that all the fangirls love.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like one of the good skilled Angelic Layer players, and goes and plays with who you were thinking was a romantic interest.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe a romantic interest too, but maybe he also knows the girl, Misaki, because Ichan knows Misaki.
definitely a possibility. Judging on the way that he exited from the third episode, there's a possibility that maybe him and the chief aren't actually on good terms, and while the chief is focusing on the girl who was the daughter of one of the best players in the world, maybe that the mother is training him.
Now, there's another thing, okay? The mother is alive, which is shocking to me because I thought she was going to be dead as balls. I mentioned this in the opening.
It's a shoujo, not shonen.
You know, I tried. But mother is alive, but she's absent. But she's one of the top tier Angelic Layer players. And the top tier Angelic Layer player that we know of has a doll named Athena. And I'm wondering if Athena's Dezus, they call Dezus are the people who control the angels. So I'm wondering if Athena's Dezus is Misaki's mom.
Yeah, that was confirmed in the third episode.
Was it confirmed in the third episode?
Remember the dancing scene?
Yeah, I remember the dancing scene.
The person who was controlling it, she was sitting in a chair.
Yeah, in a chair, not a wheelchair.
Yeah. You probably moved to that chair in the competition because it looks like a stationary chair.
I'm just saying, it wasn't 100% confirmed, it was like 90% confirmed.
It was like 99% confirmed, and you know what they say, if you're within a 0.01 percentage, it's confirmed.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, definitely feels like it. All signs point to that. I will say, however, if she is the top player and she doesn't find out until really late on, then mind blown with how they think that she's just the dumbest person ever.
Okay. There's also top waifu is apparently a kindergartner.
Call the cops.
I'm serious. This girl, Otaku, she was so cute, and you don't see the different different sizes when you're looking at the opening credits scene. So I'm like, ooh, she's cute, and then they're like, oh yeah, she's at least younger than this middle school student, and I'm like, so she's like last year elementary, okay, yeah, whatever. And then they're like, oh, you're still in kindergarten, and I'm like, what the fuck, you're still in kindergarten?
And the sass that she has.
The sass that she has.
Also, the fact that I like that they introduce her as being someone who knows a lot about Angelic Layer compared to the two friends who wouldn't know as much.
Yeah.
I think that's going to add an interesting point to this story.
Oops.
Whether it be competition or, maybe later a mentorship. I could definitely see that.
I think it's competition because they were saying something that caught my eye. I'd say eye because it was subbed. Something that caught my eye that the guy said was, just entering the tournament? No, actually she's, and then they cut it off.
See, and that's what I noticed, and so I figured that no matter what, she's going to enter it, but if they face each other in the first round, and then Hatoko gets eliminated first round, then maybe that's how they enter into, a mentorship thing. So basically it would be you beat your rival and then your rival helps you throughout the rest of the thing. It's a very classic shonen trope.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's gonna go like that. I feel like they'll be friends, but they'll also be rivals on the game.
I also want to know how much further it's going to go than the tournament, though.
I think it's mainly the tournament, because, the plot seems to just be building up to the tournament. And then I think, I'm not sure exactly how many episodes it is, if it's 13 or 26, but I think it's tournament, and then, ooh, you're my mom, yay, and then that's it.
It is a 26 episode anime. Pretty sure if it was done in 2 core, then there's a chance that it goes past the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't, then it will just probably be the tournament. What did you think of the story overall? Like, did you also find it to just be pretty normal? Like, it's, like I said earlier, it's exactly what I expected. It felt like any other toy battle show out there, Beat 'em on, for instance. I know that we used to watch that. It felt exactly like a carbon copy of those type of shows. Of course, this one came out before a lot of those, so I'll give it credit where credit's due. But I didn't feel anything like super special from it.
No, I felt like it was your basic shoujo battle anime. That's right, it's a new genre. And
basic new genre, one anime.
Hey. It was your basic anime that had all the tropes in it. It also tried to throw in some things to the story to make it not be as basic. Like, oh, there's a creepy scientist dude who's stalking this girl in the background of the anime. But
hey, the police actually got called on him, and he did actually have to go to the police station.
Yeah, and then he shoved an octopus down some guy's pants.
Yeah, made him eat spaghetti through her nose.
He didn't have to do that one, though.
He enjoyed it.
I know he did.
Yes.
But they tried throwing these little things in, like, oh, he's creepy, but he knows the family, but he's apparently related to the guy who's, like, one of these top Angelic Layer players, and they kept building on these little things, so I get what they're trying to do, but it just seemed really basic to me, and that those were just throwaway things. But I have a feeling if you were to watch the whole anime, it wouldn't seem so throwaway.
Yeah, definitely a possibility. This anime, from watching the first 3 episodes, it's actually one of the harder anime to get a feel whether it's going to be a good or a bad one.
Yeah, it didn't really give you a plot.
Yeah, it didn't give you a main plot. It didn't give you much progression. So it's going to be very much a what happens now type situation.
The pacing seems kind of fast to me, though, at the same time.
That's because they basically skipped over what would be a normal anime in this situation's training arc.
Their training arc was like, oh!
An episode.
Yeah.
Their training arc was an episode. Most animes have it, like, for at least 5 episodes.
Yeah.
So, well, I can appreciate that. Because, realistically, we already know that they're going to make the main character win every single battle. Maybe lose one here or there, but for the most part, win every single battle. Plot armor and whatnot.
See, I figured if she was going to lose any battle, it was going to be that battle against the lady with the electric whips. Just because, 1, it was underhanded and nasty. 2, it was illegal. And 3, it wasn't an actual legal tournament.
Really? I thought that if she'd lose any battle, it would have been the first battle. I thought that'd be one of those, you performed really well type situation, showed a lot of promise, and then you lose. Instead, major flaw with it, she wins in 1 attack.
Okay, so what I was thinking the first battle was going to be like when I was watching it was, oh, she's doing all these dodgings. So what it's going to end up being is tiring out the other angel, which would just be tiring out the brain of the other angel, but then you start learning, oh yeah, since it's a lot of rhythm and this stuff, you start learning the attacks and you don't really tire out that easily because you're learning the rhythm of the attacks.
I also don't know if dolls have stamina. That wasn't really confirmed or denied.
I'm not saying the doll has stamina, I'm saying because it's all mental power, right?
Yeah, but it seems as if the battles last a maximum of 5 minutes.
So if it was to go over 5 minutes with her just dodging.
The person would just sit there and go, fuck off, and continue doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever played a video game where the computer's just annoying you, but you just kind of sit through it and get through it.
Kingdom Hearts 2. Beauty and the Beast.
Good times.
Not good times.
But yeah, that first battle had the flaw of she jumps up, delivers a clothesline, and then wins. So she hit one attack and won. Meanwhile, we watched before in the first battle you see in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the opponent's getting hit with a bunch of different attacks, and they're not losing. So one attack doesn't make much sense, and they didn't need to have her win in one attack like that, because they have a system called, I believe, Layer Out, which is like a ring out, that they could have easily had her win by doing.
Yeah.
Could have just had her hit the clothesline, and then the doll bounced off the ground and then bounced out.
Yeah.
That would have been a much better ending, and it would have shown that you need more than one hit to win.
But
like
then
they
again,
do in the next battle she has where she wins by ring out.
But then again, it was a beginner battle.
Yeah.
So both of them were beginners.
Actually, it's not necessarily stated that the other one was a beginner.
But they were beginner battles.
Not necessarily.
It
It wasn't
said
a pro battle.
No, it said it was entry-level beginner.
She knew how to control her doll, I'm just saying.
I know. I'm not saying she followed the rules and is a beginner. I'm saying entry-level beginner.
Yeah,
So...
there seems to be a lot of people who don't like following the rules.
Yeah. 3 episodes in, got 2 rule breakers. Yes.
Classic games. Always gotta find the cheater, the glitcher, and the exploiter.
Well, here's an interesting question for you. Would you play Angelic Layer if it was a real game?
Yes.
What would your doll look like?
Sloth from the Goonies. And he would probably have the most grab you and submit you moves in the world, because I watch a lot of wrestling and I watch a lot of MMA, and apparently the dolls, being that they're brain powered, as long as you know how moves work, you can do them. You don't actually need the physical ability to do them. You just have to have an understanding.
So what you're saying is
And not
suplex people all day and all night.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't even need a deep understanding, it seems. Because, realistically, she saw her friend do a clothesline one time, and she was able to do a clothesline. She didn't know how the arm is fully positioned. You know, she didn't know how to move your weight into the clothesline. But she's seen it done, so she can do it.
Yeah.
So I feel like the battle has just a lot to do with semi-knowledge. So, if you want to be good at Angelic Layer, watch a UFC card and you're good. What were your thoughts on the battles overall? Like, were they enjoyable to you?
Yeah, they were enjoyable. They were quite fun. I found it funny. Well, see, the reason why I think there's stamina is because in one of the battles with Ojiro, the first battle you see Ojiro in, the girl who he was facing looked like she was sweating a little bit from like just, oh no, my doll had to move, so now I have to figure something out. And
yeah, that's someone who we call not being able to think under pressure. Thinking's hard.
Sometimes, yeah.
I also enjoyed the fact that the battles didn't last the full episode. They were not Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. They didn't last the whole episode.
See,
they didn't span over multiple episodes.
But that's in the first 3 episodes.
And I'm hoping it continues this trend.
So would you continue watching Angelic Layer then?
Yeah, I'm probably going to continue it once we've done this podcast. quite interested to see if it does actually end up getting good. Definitely holding my curiosity there.
Well, that's good.
So, what would you give this anime overall as a rating?
Overall, as a rating, because it was kind of basic, but it was trying not to be basic, and the battles were actually really good, and I did like the music and everything. I would say 6.5 or 7.
Yeah, I'd probably give it like a high 7, maybe like a 7.5-ish type. So, yeah, I'd say like 7's a fair rating.
Yeah, we'll give it a 7 overall then.
Yeah, and if you want to check out other ratings for other animes that we have reviewed, please follow us on My Anime List and on our new Twitter. Are you going to continue watching Angelic Layer?
When I have time.
Alright.
That's a never.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. So, this has been Lucian Shoten.
And this has been EliseAyumu.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.